So what are my thoughts on Polynesian languages where they seem to have more vowels than consonants and seem to pronounce all the vowels? A lot of Polynesian languages have very few consonant phonemes. For example, here you can see Hawaiian only has 8. Contrast that with English's 26 consonants. And they only use 5 vowel letters, but that doesn't tell the whole story. They use those letters to describe a bunch of different vowel phonemes. So they've got 5 short vowels, 5 long vowels, and then a bunch of diphthongs. All the way on the other corner of Polynesia, we can look at Maori, which again doesn't have a whole lot of consonants. It only uses 14 consonants in its alphabet, and again, only the 5 vowel letters that represent 5 short, 5 long vowels, but then a bunch of diphthongs. And Polynesian syllables are typically constructed with just a consonant and a vowel. So having that CV structure with a bunch of diphthongs and more vowels to choose from means that it'll often sound like they're pronouncing vowels just as much, if not more, than consonants, especially when you talk about long vowels being pronounced twice as long. I believe Polynesian languages are typically stress-timed languages like English, so in non-stressed syllables, they do have a lot of vowel reduction or even deletion. But I think the reason it might not sound like that is because most of the time when we hear these languages, especially Hawaiian, we're probably not listening to native speakers. For example, when I talked about the show Chief of War, which is amazing, and they had the whole cast speaking Hawaiian. But as far as I'm aware, none of the principal actors were actually native speakers of Hawaiian. Many of them weren't even Hawaiian, they were Maori or Tongan. And even those that were Hawaiian weren't native speakers. Although the actor who played Kamehameha, Kaya Makua, I believe he's described as native-like, but maybe not a native speaker. But I mentioned there were a couple side characters who actors sounded like they were native speakers. Not that I can identify Hawaiian accents, but they were just speaking so much faster than anyone else. And when they do that, they can reduce a lot of the vowels. But when you hear people speaking it, even if they do reduce the vowels and you hear syllables that are supposed to be consonant, vowel, and you know that's how it's supposed to go, your brain might be interpreting it as if there are vowels there, even if they're not really pronounced fully. Compare that to English, where we can have a single syllable with multiple consonants right next to each other, so that makes it a lot easier for us to ignore the vowel, basically. That's probably contributing to why it sounds that way, but vowel reduction definitely does happen in Polynesian languages.